Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this special live town hall focusing on the COVID-19 Emergency Rental Assistance Program. And do you qualify? Hello there, my name is Dirk, and I'll be moderating this call. Your Douglas County Commissioners, Laura Thomas, Abe Layden, and George Teal are with us live and looking forward to this community conversation. Also joining us this evening is Rand Clark, Community Services Supervisor with Douglas County. Now, if you have a question you want to ask at any time during this call, please press *3 on your telephone keypad to enter the question queue. Again, if you have a question, please press *3 on your telephone keypad to enter the question queue. We know everyone has lots of questions, and we'll get to those very soon. But first, we'll hear briefly from your commissioners. Commissioner Thomas, we turn to you to get us started.
Thank you, Dirk. Good evening and welcome everyone for listening to our phone call this evening on the Rental Assistance Program. We'd like to let you know that these U.S. Treasury Department funds are coming through the Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act of 2021. These funds will be used to assist qualified Douglas County renters who are either in arrears or with future rent or utility payments through 2021. The amount to be distributed, $8.4 million. And we would like to thank our 5 partners who are helping take the applications and doing the administration of the program. That includes Catholic Charities, the Douglas County Housing Partnership, the Help and Hope Center, and Manna Resource Center, along with the Rock Church here in Castle Rock. Thank you for listening, and we hope that you learn how to access these funds and to help you get through this difficult time. Thank you, Dirk.
Thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Let's move on to Commissioner Layden.
Thank you, Dirk, and thank you, Commissioner Thomas. Welcome, citizens and friends. We're really pleased to join you on this 24th live town hall with all of you. Excited to hear your questions and help provide some information around this emergency rental assistance program. You know, it's interesting. After a year in COVID, Colorado has gone from the 5th best in unemployment to the 3rd worst, unfortunately, in the contiguous U.S., Colorado having lost over 260,000 jobs through December of 2020. So we know a lot of folks are out there struggling to find work, and that probably has a lot to do with housing insecurity and the ability to find a good place to rest your head at night. So the commissioners are really proud to bring forth this program in partnership with all of those that Commissioner Thomas mentioned, and we're just looking forward to the discussion tonight. Thank you, Dirk.
Thank you, Commissioner Layden. And now Commissioner Teal.
Hey, everybody. So this last year has been pretty rough on a lot of folks. I want to take a moment to welcome the landlords, the property managers, and the utility providers to this call. This program is meant for you as well, to help the tough times that you have had. But more specifically, we hope the information in this call this evening is going to give you the information you need to share with your renters and the people that you are working with.
Thank you very much, Commissioners. And now we turn to our guest, Rand Clark, who will give you a brief overview of the Emergency Rental Assistance Program and what to expect when you apply. Of course, is also looking forward to taking your questions in just a little bit. Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Dirk. I'm excited to be here this evening and to share with our residents this wonderful opportunity of the Emergency Rent Assistance Program. The main goal of this program really is to help our residents who are behind in their rent or their utility payments get caught up, avoid their eviction, avoid a utility shutoff. Now, just a couple of sort of high-level overview of what we're looking for in those that are who apply, the eligibility criteria as we talk about. Number one, you got to be a resident of Douglas County, Colorado. So that's the first piece, and I know that many of you on the call tonight are that. You have to be behind in your rent or your utility payment. So you have to have a late statement or a shutoff notice, or maybe a statement from your landlord saying that you owe on your rent and you're not caught up. But that's the second piece that's really important. The third thing that's important is that you have to earn less than what we consider it. It's called the 80% of the area median income. Now, that can kind of be a scary number. You may not know what that means. It's different based on your family size. But to give you an idea, for a family of 4, that's about $78,000 a year in income. So if you're a family of 4 and you earn less than $78,000 a year in income, you may be eligible as well. And then lastly, you have to have been impacted by COVID-19. So you have to have been unemployed or facing unemployment right now, suffered some financial loss or hardship. Maybe you lost some income or you incurred a cost associated with COVID. But you have to have been impacted by COVID in order to apply as well. So it's real simple. All you need to do is go to our website, www.douglas.co.us, and then the /rent, then a dash assistance. So douglas.co.us/rent assistance. And you'll apply online through one of our partner organizations. We'll ask you to provide us with some information. And within 3 days or so, a staff member or volunteer from one of our partners will contact you and follow up. We'll need a little bit more info from you along the way, and we'll have to contact your landlord or your utility company to get some information from them as well. But if you meet the qualifications, one of our partners will help you with what you need, help you get the documents you need, and help identify how much you owe, and hopefully help make a payment on your behalf that can help you avoid an eviction or having your utilities shut off.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. And as I mentioned, we are taking calls and questions live on this call this evening. So if you have a question you would like to ask in regards to this program, please press *3 on your telephone keypad. Again, to enter the question queue to ask a question live during this call, please press *3 on your telephone keypad. Or you can send your question through our website at douglas.co.us/town hall. Again, the website where you can send your question through is douglas.co.us/town hall. And as I look on the control panel, I see a question has been submitted by Amy. And Amy states, I applied for rental assistance in December and still haven't heard anything back from anyone. Mr. Clark?
Yeah, well, Amy, we certainly want to make sure that you get the help that you need. I'm going to take a little bit of a guess, Amy, that back in December, you applied potentially to the state rental assistance program through the State Department of Local Affairs or the State Division of Housing. Our program just opened up in March, and we want you to know that we'd like you to apply for our program. We're working closely with our friends at the state to help assist those that have applied, but the quickest way to get help would be to go to our website, that www.douglas.co.us/rent assistance, and apply on there. We're going to just simply ask that you disclose or that you tell us in your application that you've applied at the state. And our partners will get some information from you. They'll work with you and work with the state to withdraw your application from the state so that we can help you here in Douglas County. And so really would encourage you to apply with one of our partners through our website. Let's get that process started over again with us, and let's get you that help that you need.
Thank you very much for that answer. I'm looking here. I see we have a question submitted by Taylor. And Taylor states, I see online that I can apply at 5 different places. Does it matter which one I apply with, and how do I choose?
Taylor, it doesn't matter. Actually, you can apply to any of the 5, any of our 5 partners. They all offer the same services, the same support, the same help. Now, I'm going to ask one thing though in particular, and this is it's going to be a little lengthy, but we have a special sort of setup with the housing partnership. So one of the partners you can apply with is the Douglas County Housing Partnership. And they are working strategically with a number of large multifamily apartment communities in Douglas County to help streamline the process and get you assistance. So I don't know where you live, Taylor, but for those of you who are listening tonight, if you live in Castle Rock and you live in the Pines or the Reserves, Castle Rock Apartments, Castle Creek Commons, Auburn Ridge, Oakwood, or Ren Rock, it's a long list for Castle Rock. If you're in Parker and you live in Parker Hilltop, or if you're in Highlands Ranch and you live in Traditions of Denver, Meridian Village, it would be Copper Step, and in kind of the Lone Tree Inglewood area, Apex Meridian or Lincoln Point Lofts. Any of those apartments, if you apply directly to the housing partnership, they already have an established protocol and relationship with those property managers. It can help expedite and make your application more efficient. If you don't remember that list, you're welcome to go online to our website. Again, we have that list on there, right there next to a button that you just hit that says, click here to apply through the housing partnership, and you can get started. But any of our other providers, Catholic Charities, Help and Hope Center, Manor Resource Center, or the Rock Church, any of them can help you walk through your application, can help process your requests and get you the help and the support that you need. It's up to you. Just pick one that either is near you geographically, or that you're comfortable with, or that you'd like some help from, and they can certainly give you the same access to the same program, to the same amount of funds to help you. So hopefully any of the 5 should be able to help you out.
Very good information, Rand. Thank you very much. And as a reminder, this is a live interactive telephone town hall. If you have a question you would like to ask live on this call and you're listening to this conversation on your telephone, all you need to do is press *3 on your telephone keypad to enter the question queue to be taken live on this call. So again, if you have a question, please press *3 now to enter the question queue. We've also received another online question, and this one is from Diana. And Diana states, as a representative of a local church, how can we best partner with you as we field benevolence requests? Also, since we get requests from outside of Douglas County, are there other counties participating in these funds?
Yeah, Diana, hi. It's good to hear from you. And certainly, we so much appreciate the partnership of our faith-based community in helping our residents. And the best way you can partner with us as folks come to you and to seek assistance, the best thing to do is to help them connect to our website. Give them that information, give them the phone number, but there's also a great opportunity for folks that maybe struggle with technology or need a little bit of assistance to help walk them through that process, to help guide them and direct them in filling out the application. So would certainly appreciate any help you can give in providing information and helping people apply. That would be great. Again, just help them go to that website at douglas.co.us/rent-assistance. And then for those that come from out of Douglas County, there are a number of different programs across the metro area. Many counties and cities have their own programs, and the state has their own program as well. The best thing to do is to direct you to the State Division of Housing and their website, where you can get information on what's called their Emergency Housing Assistance Program. And if you direct folks to that website, folks outside of Douglas County can apply. There will also be other links for other communities if they live in a neighboring community as well. So send them there. That's the best place to help them get started, to get the help they need if they're outside of Douglas County. Thank you again so much for your help. I know how much you and other members of our faith-based community help our residents. It's very much appreciated.
It looks like we've got another online question. This one's submitted by a landlord. His name is John. And he says, my renter just applied. Will you go over what I need to do as the landlord to receive help?
Yeah, John, thank you very much. I'm glad that you called in, and that's a great question, and it's really important for our property owners, our property managers, our landlords to know how to help their tenants access our program. First, I want to direct you to our website as well. If you go to our program website, there's a link on there that you can click that has a number of resources for property owners, landlords, property managers, and that will be a great tool for you and for others potentially as well. There's content if you want to send an email or a letter to those that are behind, flyers that you can post. But it's also going to go over some things that you might be able to do to help. I would say first and foremost, making your tenant aware of the program is very, very, very important. I think the second thing is that we're going to need some information from you. We want to make sure that we have a current lease. We're going to need a statement that shows that they are in arrears or that they're behind in their rent or their payments. And then we're going to need some specific information from you or your property management company in order to write that check. And so the more you can do to connect your tenant and to encourage them to apply, the better. And then to help them ensure that they have the documentation they need and provide us the documentation that we need from you. If you can do that, that will help the process go more smoothly and more and a little bit more quickly. Hopefully, get that check out to you sooner and to help that resident get caught up in their rent.
Thank you for that fantastic information. And just a reminder, we want to hear from as many of you as possible tonight. So to ask a question, you just need to press *3 on your telephone keypad, or you can send your question through the website at douglas.do.us/town hall. So again, if you're on the phone with us and listening to this conversation, please press *3 to enter the question queue. We've got another online question. This one comes from Sam. It says, I own my home and am behind on my mortgage payments since I lost my job due to COVID. Can this program help with my mortgage or utility payments?
Hi, Sam. Man, I would love to be able to help you, but unfortunately, this program is just for those who rent. There is, however, help, and I'd like to encourage you maybe in a little bit different direction. We have some friends at the Douglas County Housing Partnership that have a number of existing housing counseling programs, including some foreclosure mitigation that can help homeowners negotiate modifications in their loan or with their lenders. They also have some access to some additional statewide programs where you could receive assistance. So we're putting their website and their phone number up on the screen right now. It looks like it's Douglas County Housing Partnership.org. Douglas County Housing Partnership.org, or you can simply call them 303-784-7857. 303-784-7857. And they'll be able to help you out. They'll be able to connect you to their programs that they have for our homeowners. And then last but not least, there are some what I would call normal programs that we run to help everybody in Douglas County, especially with things like your energy bills or your utility bills. We have a program called Low Income Energy Assistance Program, commonly referred to as LEAP or Energy Outreach Colorado. Both of those can be accessed through two of our partners. In Castle Rock, Help and Hope Center, their phone number, I'm going to give you a phone number. If you have a pencil piece of paper, write it down, 303-688-1114. That's 303-688-1114. They can help you out. Or if you're out in the Parker area, Parker Task Force, 303-841-3460. 303-841-3460. Both of those organizations can help you with potentially with your utility payment. So homeowners, don't despair. There's help out for you. There's help out there for you, just unfortunately not through this program. Let us know how to help get connected with our partners who might be able to help you with your needs.
Next up, we've got a question submitted by Kathy, who wonders, what if a person will be unable to pay next month's rent due to having to isolate or quarantine and will miss a paycheck or overtime pay? Is there assistance for this kind of situation?
Yes, Kathy, there likely would be help. Again, if the isolation or the quarantine is due to COVID, if you meet the income requirements, then it's certainly possible that you you might be able to receive assistance. What I would simply do is start the application process with one of our partners through our website, or give one of them a call and talk to them about when the right time to apply would be. But it's certainly possible that if you find yourself late in your rent payments because of your quarantine or because of having to isolate, that this program may be able to help you out. So start that application process, go to our website or call one of our partners, and let's see if we can't get that process started for you.
Thank you very much, Rand. And we've got a question submitted by John, and it's, how soon after the renter talks with someone can she get assistance? And does the assistance go directly to the landlord?
Yes, John. Typically, it's going to take about 2 to 4 weeks. It depends a little bit on the complexity of the situation and how much we have to document the situation. And so, the sooner that we can get documents turned in, the right documents turned in, then the quicker we can proceed in making that payment. But my guess is typically about 2 to 4 weeks before a check can be cut. And then to your second question, yes, checks and payments will be made directly to the landlords or to the property managers. That will happen in almost every single case. And so we'll get that check cut to the person who is responsible for receiving rent on behalf of the resident as soon as we can, hopefully within about 2 to 4 weeks.
Thank you very much. And as a reminder, if you have a question and you would like to ask it live on this call, all you need to do is press *3 on your telephone keypad. That'll take you right to the question queue, and then you'll be taken live on the air here to ask your question. So again, *3. It's very simple to press, very easy to ask, and get a correct answer tonight with Mr. Clark. Next up, we've got a question that Sarah asked, or states, I'm behind on lots of my bills and not just rent. Is there any other help for me?
So yes, Sarah, there is lots of help. We are fortunate and we are blessed that we live in a community where there are resources to help our residents who are struggling. Our safety net is wide and we have a lot of organizations that can help you, not just with your rent if you're behind. The first place I want to direct you is to the Douglas County Department of Human Services. They provide a variety of programs that can assist with things like food, financial assistance, healthcare coverage needs. You can start by visiting their website, douglas.co.us/human services. Their phone number is also up on the screen right now, 303-688-4825. Or you can drop by their office. Their office hours are Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 p.m. That's the best first place to start. Also, our nonprofit partners, the partners that we are working with on this program, many of them have other programs that can help you. Many of them are food pantries. They have case managers. They have lots of different ways that they can help our residents. So apply for this program. And when you do that, you may have the opportunity to say, hey, I need help with other stuff as well. And then lastly, I mentioned at the beginning that we have lots of partners, nonprofits, faith-based organizations in our county that offer a wide variety of services. The best place to go to start that, if you go to douglas.co.us, our county website, and just simply search food bank, it will come up with a long list of organizations across our community that can help. Now, again, many of them are food banks. It is a great first way to get engaged with support and with services, but many of them also do offer other types of programs that can help you. And so I would really encourage you to reach out to Human Services, our partners that are a part of this program when you apply, and then to go to our website and look at those food banks across the county that might be able to help you with meet some of your other needs other than just rent.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Next question submitted online from Wanley. And it says, can you be helped if you owe February and March rent? I'm a senior who lost my part-time job and can't survive on my SSA only. Am I eligible?
Yeah, Winley, I'm sorry that you've had that reduction in your job and you've lost that part-time job. And I understand that your Social Security may not be enough to cover all your bills right now. I would certainly encourage you to apply, to go to our website, to make application, and to get that process started. I know for many, February is already come and gone, and you might be late. And even now at the beginning of March, if you haven't been able to make your March rent check payment yet, you may be late. I certainly think that if you have the documentation in place and you can provide that through your application, that our partners would be able to go over your eligibility, and if eligible, provide you with some assistance. So please, please, please get a hold of one of them and start that process to get the application going. And let's get that assistance to you and to your landlords and make that payment on your behalf as soon as we can, and not get any later than we already are.
All right, everyone on the call, it looks like we're about halfway through this live town hall. We'd like to do a quick poll now. And here is our poll question. Looking for you to tell us about yourself and what your interest is in this program. So if you're a renter, please press the number 1 key. If you're a landlord or property manager, please press the 2 key. If you're with a utility provider, please press the 3 key. And if you're an interested citizen, please press the 4 key. So again, we're looking for you to tell us about yourself with our first poll question and what your interest is in this program. So if you're a renter, press 1. If you're a landlord or property manager, press 2. With utility provider, press 3. If you're an interested citizen, please press 4. See, we have people keying in their response. Thank you very much for taking time to answer our poll question. And as a reminder, to ask a question, you can press *3 on your telephone keypad, or you can send your question through the website. That address is douglas.co.us/town hall. Now let's get back to questions. And we've got a question from Brianna, who states, I'm self-employed, but not making enough to make ends meet. Do I qualify to apply?
Yeah, Brianna, it's certainly possible. Depending on your income, again, it is possible that you would be able to apply for our program and that you would meet our eligibility criteria. With those that are self-employed, it is a little bit trickier. You may not have a pay stub. You may have your business profit or loss statements. You may have a collection of your income and revenue that you've generated and your expenses. So we have to do a little bit more work with those that are in self-employed to ensure you meet the eligibility of income of being under 80% of AMI. But if you can get those documents and you can put them together, our partners have a spreadsheet and a template they can work with you to kind of crunch the numbers with you and see if you qualify for income. So certainly start the process. Again, it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't hurt to apply and to work with our partners to see if you're eligible. That doesn't take anything. So we'll certainly encourage you to make that application, and let's see if we can work with you to determine your income eligibility and see if you would qualify for some assistance through this program.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Moving on, we've got a question submitted by Rachel. He says, I own a townhouse that I rent out, and my tenant is behind in their payments. Can I apply for them?
So the answer is no, you can't apply for them, but you can certainly help out. We're going to need documentation from them. We're going to need them to sign a couple of documents. We're going to need them to submit their income statements and a few things along the way. So they ultimately have to apply, but you certainly have a role to play, and you can certainly help. I mentioned this earlier, but on our website that at douglas.co.us/rent-assistance, that is a great place as landlords and property owners that you can go. We have flyers for our landlords that you can post if you own a multifamily. There's some content that you can include in an email or in a letter to them. By the way, much of that content is available in Spanish and in English. And you can help folks get to that. So you go to our website, there's a Get Resources link that you can click. And then the other thing that I want to reiterate is that you can speed up the process by making sure they have a copy of their lease, that a statement of their past due amount. They have to submit that to us. So if you can help them have that ready to go, that will certainly help. And then again, we do need some information from you so that we can write that check to you. Our partners will be asking for some of your information so we can make sure we get that check written to the right person, the right place, the right time, and get that payment out to you on behalf of your tenants. So thank you for asking that question.
So, Mr. Clark, if I could ask you to go back and repeat the web address, because it seems like that is probably the first stop for people that need rental assistance or landlords looking to help out their tenants.
Yes, thank you. I will say that again. It's www.douglas.co.us/rent-assistance. There we go. It's right at the top of the screen. douglas.co.us/rent-assistance. Go to that website. That is the best place to start. That is the first place to go to get started in applying for this program. Most of your questions can be answered there, and you can get directed to those that can answer them if you have other questions after tonight. So,
thank you for that, Rand. Next, we've got a question submitted by Michael, who asked, between the time the application is submitted and payment is made, what is there to prevent eviction?
Yeah, Michael, that's a tough question. I think the best answer I can give you is that our partners, when you make your application and they get the documentation from you, they're going to be reaching out to the landlords. And they're going to be working diligently with your landlords to say and to ask the question, if we can work this out, if you're eligible, and can we make this payment and help avoid the eviction? So we know that it takes time. We're hoping that your landlord is going to be reasonable enough to help work us through this process. I know many of our property managers and landlords have been very patient through the pandemic with many of our residents, and we want to thank them for that. And we also want to ask for just a little bit more patience to allow us to work through this process. We hope that by working with us, it's the best resolution for everybody, that the landlords and the property owners in our community get the funds that they need to pay their bills, and that our residents are benefited by being caught up with their rent and maybe start fresh without owing anything in their arrears. And so that's a really important part of this program. It's a really great question, and we're really counting on our partners and partnership with your landlord and with your property manager to be patient as we work through this and as we all work together to get to this outcome.
I think perhaps as we were talking about the website, it might have spawned this next question that came from Lindsay, who asked, do I need to submit any paperwork when I apply online?
Lindsay, you are correct. There is paperwork to submit when you apply online. It's going to start pretty simple. It's going to start just by giving us some of your information. It's as I talk about, it's your name, rank, serial number. We need to know who you are, where you live, how to contact you. We'll ask you to sign a couple of forms online and ask you a couple of questions about your COVID impact. But once you've submitted that, typically within about 2 or 3 days, one of our partners is going to contact you, and they're going to ask you to submit some information. It's going to be an email link that you can send us all these documents, but there's a list of them. So I'm going to go through this slowly, but there is some stuff that we need from you. We need a valid identification. We're going to need a copy of your lease, the bill, whether that's a shut-off notice or a demand for payment. We're going to need something that tells us how much you owe. And then we're going to need some documentation about your proof of income. This is probably the most challenging one. Everybody's receives income differently. And so that takes a little bit of time, but we're going to have to gather all of that income documentation as well. And so we'll help you get that in. For the most part, it's as simple as snapping a picture on your phone and uploading it to us. But if you don't have access to technology, if you're a little bit hesitant, I know our partners will work with you to find a way to get those documents from you. But yes, we do need a lot of documentation. It may feel like a lot, but it's what we need to do to ensure that these funds are given out fairly to our residents, and that those that need them are receiving the benefit. And so please work with us. Please have those documents ready, and we'll do our best to ensure that we can get all of that as efficiently as possible from you.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Our next question comes from Roberta, who wonders, how long does the approval process take? Her rent is due very soon. She doesn't know what to do.
Hi, Roberta. Yeah, it's going to take a few days. I likely somewhere in the neighborhood of about 2 weeks at the soonest. And so if your rent is due very soon, the best thing is to start the process now. The sooner we get the process started, the sooner we can get you help. Our hope is that within a handful of days, we'll be calling and connecting with you. You can have all those documents I just talked about ready to go. That will certainly help speed things up. And then our next step and our partner's next step is to reach out to your landlord. And when they talk to your landlord, they'll begin to ask them the questions about them being patient in holding off any future evictions or any future penalties. If they can be patient for us while we work through the process to get you approved and to get the payment out the door to them. So the sooner you can get started, the sooner we can get that clock ticking. But I think in general, it's going to take about 2 weeks. And in some of maybe the most complex cases, maybe 4 weeks. But let's get that started. Let's get a hold of your landlord and let's try and all work together to avoid that eviction.
So for everyone that's joined us on this live teletown hall this evening, what questions do you still have? To ask a question, all you need to do is press *3 on your telephone keypad to enter the question queue. Again, if you're listening to this conversation on your telephone, all you need to do is press *3 to ask a question live on this call, or you can send a question through our website at douglas.co.us/town hall. All right, we are looking for your questions. That's what we're here for this evening, is to answer your questions. And our next question was sent in by Maddie. And Maddie asked, can I get help with my water bill, or is this just for gas and electricity?
Hi, Maddie. That's an excellent question. Utilities could mean a lot of different things. So short answer is yes. Water is considered a utility, and we can help with that along with other utilities. So let me just clarify. It might be a good opportunity to clarify that we can help with water bills, electricity bills, gas or other heating and fuel costs. So if you live up in maybe a more rural part of Douglas County and you have propane fuel costs, that could also be covered, as well as trash removal. Now, just one quick side note. Oftentimes water and trash is included with rent. And if so, we would actually just include that as part of our rent assistance. So water and trash, depending on your situation, may be included in your rent. And then one other further point of clarification is that bills such as telephone, cable, or internet services are not considered utilities by this program. So if you're behind on your cell phone bill, we can't help with that one. But again, water, electricity, gas, heating, fuel costs, or trash removal are all eligible under this program, and we'd be happy to see your application and to help you if you're eligible for this program. So thank you for that question.
Our next question comes from Mel, and Mel asks, "Does my landlord have to agree to participate? He told me that he won't accept a payment from a nonprofit."
Yeah, Mel, that's another really important and really good question. I know maybe having that conversation with your property manager about being late or about having to ask for assistance can be a challenging conversation. But I want you to know two things. One is we will work with them to help explain the program to your landlord, and we will try and help them understand the benefit. Again, we see this program really as having two benefits. One is to the resident, to you who's behind, helping you get caught up. But also the other benefit is to our property owners, our landlords across the community, and helping them get the income that they need to be able to keep up with their bills. And so there's an advantage for both. So certainly there are barriers. Certainly we know that it can be challenging. It could be a little bit nerve-wracking and maybe a little bit embarrassing. But the best way to handle it is to contact our partners, to go ahead and go to our website. I'll say it again. It's douglas.co.us/rent-assistance. Start the application, And then our partners will help engage and connect with your landlord to answer any of their questions, maybe address any of their concerns, and hopefully find a resolution that will work for everybody. And so if ultimately at the end of the day he says, I'm not going to participate, we may have some alternative ways to help you with providing assistance, but let's try and get them on board. Let's try and get them to help out and help them see the benefit in participating in this program and how it can benefit both of you. So start by that application and get that started and get that turned in.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clark. And it looks like we've got an online question submitted next by Joe. And Joe states, I applied to the state for help with rent assistance. Can I also apply through Douglas County?
Yeah, thank you, Joe. The state has had what's called an emergency housing assistance program up and running now for quite some time. And they've helped Douglas County residents last year and last fall, especially with rent assistance. And so we have had a number of residents that have applied to the state. We're aware of that, and we also know that those applications may not have been fully taken care of yet. And so if you've applied to the state and you're still waiting, we want you to encourage you to apply for the program here in Douglas County. We'll get you started. We'll get help your way. All we're going to ask is just that you let us know. There's a place in the application where it just simply asks, have you applied for help elsewhere for this bill? Check yes. Tell us that you've applied to the state. And then we're going to get a little bit of information from you. We're going to help you withdraw your application from the state so that we don't break any rules and we don't ask for duplicate assistance. And then we'll go ahead and process that application. We'll get you connected here in Douglas County. So again, start with applying here. That's probably the most common message of tonight is you can't go wrong by applying. So get that process started. Go to our website. Make the application. If you've applied somewhere else, just let us know, and we'll work with you to make sure that we're not double dipping, stepping on each other's toes, and we'll make sure that we get the help out to you as soon as we can.
Our next question comes from Brandon. Says, I don't think I qualify for this program. Where can I go to get help?
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. We know that this program is amazing, and wonderful will be for many of our residents. That some folks won't be able to qualify for one reason or another. So again, there is help out there for you. You can go to our Department of Human Services. Their phone number is 303-688-4825, or you can just simply go online to their website at douglas.co.us and search Human Services. That's the best first place to start. They can get you connected with many established programs in our community, help with food, your medical cost, cash assistance, if you qualify. So start there. You can also start online. This is another website, colorado.gov/peak, PEAK, as in like we have peaks in Colorado, colorado.gov/peak. And if you start that online application, that's our online human services benefit application. And you can see through that application what you might be eligible for and apply directly to our human services. And so you can get more information if you just go online, if you apply, let's see what you're eligible for. We also have a wonderful resource in the metro area called 211. 211 is a phone resource hotline primarily around those that are facing housing instability, but they also have a lot of other information for a lot of organizations that can help. So go to your phone, just dial 211, just like we used to dial 411. An operator up at Denver's Mile High United Way will help answer your questions, and they have information about help here in Douglas County and around the metro area. Or you can go to their website, 211colorado.org, 211colorado.org, and there you can search their online directory base. And then finally, again, our partners that are listed on our program website, they're a wealth of knowledge and information. They have a lot of existing programs, and they do this every single day, and they probably can help you even if you don't qualify, or they can help direct you to the right place that can help you. So give them a call. Go to their website and connect with our partners. They're a great resource for our residents in our community who need assistance.
Our next question was submitted by Phil, who says, I read that this is only for people impacted by COVID. Does that mean I had to have had COVID to qualify?
Yeah, thank you, Phil. It is it can be confusing. So it doesn't mean you have to have had COVID. It just means you have to have been impacted by COVID. So let me tell you a little bit more what that means. It actually is pretty specific. It means you need to have lost your job, or maybe you lost your job and you've had trouble finding a new job. Maybe your hours were reduced. Maybe you've been caring for children who couldn't go to school full time, or maybe you did have COVID and you have medical bills associated with your care, or lost income because you missed work and were quarantining. We'll be asking you those questions and basically asking you to certify. Tell us which one was your, or two or three, it doesn't matter which one you were impacted by. You just got to check a little box, and then just a sentence or two providing us an explanation about how COVID has impacted you in one way, shape, or form. So we're going to ask a little bit of information from you to try and help understand. But no, you don't have to have had COVID. You just had to be impacted because of COVID in some way, shape, or form, through your job, physically, through your income, through revenue, something like that. You just have to have that impact of COVID.
Thank you very much. Listening to Rand Clark. Also on the line, we've got the Board of County Commissioners. And thank you to everybody who's joined us tonight. We do have time to take a few more questions. And we've got one submitted by Jill. And Jill asks, if I need help, do I need to start with my apartment complex, or can you help me do that?
Hi, Jill. Yeah, that's an excellent question. And I'm going to tell you, just start with us. Go to our website, douglas.co.us/rent-assistance. Start there, start your application. We will need to talk to your landlord or your apartment complex sooner or later. We'll need to get some information from them, but start there. Start by applying to us. Let's get the information from you that we need. Let's make sure that you're qualified, that you're eligible, and then we'll work with you to contact your apartment community and get the information we need from them so that we can apply. So best thing to do is to start with us, get that application in, and then we'll work through the process and connect with them. But go to our website, again, douglas.co.us/rent-assistance.
Our next question comes from Amy, who says, my child lives with us and has a job. Does her income count towards our eligible income?
Yeah, Amy, that is it can be pretty complicated. We have a lot of families that look different, right? Not every family looks the same. So I'd hesitate to give a strict answer, not knowing any more about your family. But in general, children, well, let me say it this way. In general, everybody who is 18 years of older that lives in your household, their income counts towards your eligible income. So if everybody over the age of 18, if they're working and they have income, they will likely count. Now, there are a few exceptions. There are some unique circumstances that may be able to be considered. But in general, that is the rule. Everybody over the age of 18 that is in your household, their income is considered. Again, go to our website, get the application started. We are working with our partners to help make sure that they can answer your questions. And that might be specific to your household or your family. And we'll do our best to get your questions answered and to find out your situation and your circumstance and see if it's counted. But in general, over the age of 18, has income, the answer is yes. It will be applied towards what is considered your income eligibility.
So Sean submitted the next question and asks or states, I haven't been impacted by COVID, but can't pay my rent. Am I eligible for help?
Yeah, Sean, just because you haven't had a COVID impact doesn't mean you're not struggling. And I hear that, and I want you to know that there is help out there for you. Unfortunately, this particular program does require having been impacted by COVID in one way, shape, or form. And so it is specifically for residents that have had that impact. However, we do have many existing programs that are offered by our nonprofit partners and here at the county that may be able to help you. Maybe Dirk, if you could put that slide up again, that would be helpful to give these resources and this information out to everybody. There's the website for our program. There's the Department of Human Services and their phone number. Great first place to start if you don't know where else to go. Our housing partnership is available for those who are home owners that might need help with modifying their mortgages or some other assistance. And then finally on our website, if you go to douglas.co.us and you search food bank, you're going to find a great list of resources across our county that can help in a variety of different ways, not just food. Oftentimes start with food, but a great list of nonprofit and partners that make up the safety net in Douglas County that can help you. And so, Sean, if you need help, call one of these places, and they will get you started and get you the help that you need. So please look one of them up, give them a call, go to their website, and let's get you some help. So.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clark. And it looks like we've got a question here that came from Jason. Jason states, I already turned in my application. How long will it take to get help?
Yeah, Jason, I know it can seem like forever. So in general, our goal is to contact you within a couple of days. We have partners that are working diligently to process every application in a timely manner. We've already had many applications come in, and I know that they are working through them to make sure the help gets out to our residents as quickly as possible. Once we get your application, within a couple days, we'll contact you. You'll hear from us, and we're going to be asking you for some documentation. And so we're going to need some of the things I've talked about tonight, some of the things about your income, your lease, maybe your bill from your utility company, a statement of the amount you owe. And so have those ready to go. The sooner you get them to us, the better. We'll be asking for you to submit them online. Once we get all that, it goes pretty smoothly. We need to get a little bit of information from your landlord or from the utility company. But typically, I would say within 2 to 4 weeks, if all goes smoothly, if you have everything ready, we should be able to get that check written on your behalf to your landlord or to your utility company. And so please, if you're worried about time, if you're worried about how long it's going to take, the best thing you can do is to get started today. And so jump on our website and let's get that process started. The sooner we get it started, the sooner that we can get the help out to you.
Up next is a question submitted by Jen, who says, my hours have been cut at work to 1 day a week. So far, I've been able to keep up on my bills, but I'm worried that I'll not be able to continue. Can I get help with my April rent payment?
Yeah, thanks, Jen. Man, I am sorry that it's tough, right? Having your hours cut to only 1 day a week. If you're in that situation where you find yourself, getting further and further behind, maybe you've run through your savings, or you've used all of your resources, or maybe your friends and family have helped you as much as they can, and they're out of help too. I would encourage you to get the process started. Again, let me review our eligibility criteria. A resident of Douglas County, you rent, you have been impacted by COVID, you earn less than 80% of your area median income, and you're behind in your rent. And so that last one might be important for you. We unfortunately have to wait till you get behind, but as soon as you fall behind, you may be eligible if you meet those criteria. So jump online, go to our website, douglas.co.us/rent-assistance. Fill out an application, get the process started, talk to our partners, and let them know of your situation, and they will work with you so that as soon as we can help and we can get that assistance out to you, that we are ready to go, that we have everything that you need in place, and that we can get that assistance to you. So don't hesitate to get that process started. Our partners are great. They're wonderful, and they can help you get what you need and get ready to get that assistance once you finally run out of those resources that are limited. So
I'd like to try and sneak in one more question. This one was submitted by Andy, who says, I've been keeping up with my rent, but I am behind on my utilities. Do I qualify for this program?
Yeah, hey Andy, we focused a lot tonight on rent. That seems like the big bill, but I also know that we have many residents who have been spending everything they have to keep up with their rent and are starting behind to fall behind in their utilities. And so the answer, in short, to your question is yes. If you're behind in your utilities, even if you're caught up with your rent, you can get help. Let's get that process started. Let's get the application turned in, and let's get you that help to make sure your utilities come on. We're going to need it this weekend, and so let's make sure everything is turned on, running in your home, and that you have access to those utilities to keep you safe. And let's get that started. So get the documentation, get that bill, that statement that says you're late, get it ready so that as soon as you complete your application, our partners reach out to you, you can submit that to them, and they can get the process started with your utility company to get that payment made on your behalf.
So I'd like to say thank you to everyone for submitting those thoughtful questions. Now, Rand, can you remind participants one more time how they can find more information about this program and the other resources that you've mentioned tonight?
Yeah, thank you, Dirk. The pandemic really has created a lot of economic insecurity for many of our residents. And so some who have maybe never asked for help before. And so maybe you don't know where to turn. Maybe you've called in tonight or you're listening in and you don't know where to go to help. I want you to know first and foremost that there is help out there for you. So please reach out to one of our partners. It's as simple as going to our website, douglas.co.us/rent-assistance to get started in making application for this program. Start there, contact the partners that are on that page if you need help. Their phone numbers are on there as well, and it's a great way for you to get connected to the resources. So again, I'm really excited to be able to share this program with our residents and to be able to share these resources and these opportunities to help folks. And so thank you so much for the opportunity. Please call us, please apply. We are here to help if you need that help. If you've been impacted by COVID, please let us know how we can help you. Thank you again for participating tonight.
Mr. Rand Clark, you are a rock star. You have easily answered and provided fantastic information for everyone that's asked questions and been listening, so thank you for your time. Now, while we were only able to answer questions about the grant program tonight, we do invite you to submit any questions you may have about other topics to douglas.co.us/citizen connect. Again, the address to submit questions on other topics, douglas.co.us/citizen connect. You do that at any time. Before we conclude this live town hall, we'd like to give your Douglas County Commissioners a few moments for their final comments. Commissioner Thomas, let's hear from you first, please.
Thank you, Dirk. I'd just like to follow up and say we know that you on this call who are looking for help are here through no fault of your own. And we want to assure you that we have lots of opportunities to help you. If you are looking for rent or utility assistance, Rand explained how you can do that. We also have human services available, and you can get other kinds of help. We want to help you get through this terrible time because we want you to be self-sufficient. And I'm sure you can tell from Rand, he truly has a heart wanting to help all of you, and we are going to do everything we can to make that happen. So thank you for reaching out to us this evening, and God bless all of you. Thank you, Dirk.
Thank you, Commissioner. How about Commissioner Teal?
Thank you, Dirk. And you said it, Rand is a rock star. We're very proud of him, and I hope everybody here today who was able to tune in was able to get some good information from Rand and about this program. I want to thank John and I want to thank Rachel, two landlords who called in to ask questions and get information for their tenants.
Thank you, Commissioner Teal. Commissioner Layden.
Thank you, Dirk, and thank you, fellow commissioners. To all the citizens that have been listening, listen, we know that COVID-19 has impacted everyone, and we are coming alongside of you, linking arms, and trying to find a way to get a path back to normal. I'm also incredibly thankful for Rand Clark. He deeply cares about each and every one of you, as we do. Your commissioners are working with other commissioners and elected leaders throughout the state on really a roadmap back towards what your lives used to look like before this pandemic. So there's light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we look forward to participating with you on the next town hall.
Thank you, Commissioners. And on behalf of Douglas County and our partners, Catholic Charities, Douglas County Housing Partnership, Help and Hope Center, Manna Resource Center, and the Rock Church, thank you for sharing your time with us. We hope you will join us again for future town halls. Be well, be blessed, and have a great night.